Hi, this is Tony Giolino from Simply Sophie. Today I'd like to talk about 2010 Continuum North Tower sales activity. It was an interesting year. Let's see what happened. This chart compares two different values. The green bars indicate the selling price of the unit, and that amount can be found on the right side. The blue lines reflect the selling price per square foot of each of the units, and that value can be found on the left side. Two units sold for under $1 million, 612 and 508 sold for $580,000 and $500,000 respectively. Interestingly, they were also the units that sold at the lowest price per square foot, at $674 and $585 respectively. The remaining 17 units all sold for more than $1 million, 6 selling in the $1 million range, 2 selling in the $2 million range, 7 units selling in the $3 million range, and 2 units selling for more than $4 million. Two-thirds of the units that sold for more than $1 million also sold for more than $1,000 a square foot. 8 of them sold in the $1,100 and $1,200 a square foot range, which was the sweet spot for the building. 1 sold for more than $1,300 a square foot, and 2 sold in the $1,000 per square foot range. Pretty high numbers. This chart represents the relationship between the list price of the unit at the time it went under agreement to the selling price of the unit. The green bars representing the list price and the circles on the blue line reflecting the selling price of the unit. The closer the blue circle is to the top of the green bar, the closer the sales price was to the asking price of the unit. The further down the green bar that circle is, the greater the discrepancy between the asking price and the selling price. As you could see from the graph, Unit 804 did best in this department, being listed at $1,195,000 and selling for $1,145,000, about 95% of the list price. Townhouse 6, by contrast, did not fare as well, selling for $3,482,400, just 80% of its list price of $4,353,000. The sweet spot is somewhere in that 90% range. The days on the market graph shows the amount of time it takes from the time a property was listed until it went under agreement. The time to actually close could be somewhat longer. The good news here is that well over half of the units went under agreement in 120 days or less, and 75% of them went under agreement in less than a year. The remaining 4 units took from 1.5 years to a little over 2 years to sell. The absorption rate chart here shows us that in 2010, 19 units closed, and that currently 47 of them are on the market. If the 2010 sales pace were to continue, it would thus take 2.5 years for the current inventory to be absorbed. Well, that concludes our snapshot of the Continuum North Tower for 2010. We'll take a look at other buildings in the future. See you then.